Welcome, fellow watch lovers. Today we're looking at the Pagani design PD-1671 in the colorway that they call gray. It's an interesting color in that it looks maybe a little taupe, brownish gray, that type of thing. You can also compare it to some of the other PD-1671s that I also have. First, let's look at some of the specifications of the watch. We have an aluminum bezel insert. We have kind of a matte dial finish that matches the aluminum bezel color fairly well. We have loomed hands and loomed indices. This particular model is a no date model, which adds a nice symmetry to the dial. We have a stainless steel case and a stainless steel bracelet. We have brushing on the top of the lugs. There's brushing on the side. And there is a polished chamfer. The bracelet has a nice brush finish to the top. And we do have polished sides on the bracelet. So the clasp is brushed on the top and polished on the sides. And we do have a milled clasp here. There are 3 micro adjustments on the bracelet, and there is a diver's extension that has pressed metal. I don't find this to be of any use or value, but it is there. The watch is powered by a well-regarded and reliable Seiko NH35 movement. Which has both hacking and hand winding, and a birotational rotor. We do have a dome sapphire crystal top, which has a nice little bit of distortion to it as you angle the watch. It has a claimed hermetic seal of 100 meters of water resistance, that includes a screw-down crown that feels nicely threaded and smooth. We have a unirotational bezel that's 90 clicks, and it has little to no backplay and is very smooth. The click sound is very satisfying, and I think that it is very well executed. The screw down crown with the NH35 movement has a nice pop, and you pull it out, it has kind of the ghost date because of the movement has one in there, but it's not visible on top. So you pull it out to the second position to stop, and you see that the hacking works, and the setting the time is very smooth, and pushing it back in, and then you force push it to catch the threads inside the crown tube. We have female inlinks on the bracelet, so that gives you a nice hugging fit on the wrist. Let's get into the dimensions of the watch. The case is about 42 millimeters. The lug width is about 21 millimeters, which does seem a little bit different than the other models, whereas these are 22 by, about 22 by my measurements here. So that to me is one area where this watch does seem to differ a little bit from the other colorways. But I don't know, that one looks pretty close to it. So I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of variation on that. I'm not sure. So the thickness of the watch has that tall dome sapphire crystal and is about 15 millimeters thick when you count the case back and case size. And I'll throw in a different colorway here to show the difference. And this is actually on mine is smaller. So weighing the piece, I've sized this for my 7.5-inch wrist. I'll show you comparatively for a different colorway. You can see that they are effectively about the same. So it is a rather hefty piece, and so be aware of that if you have small wrists or do not love the weight. I think the finishing is nice. This is a little rough on the side, but the bracelet is and the top of the lugs are particularly good looking. I love the flat matte dial, and the aluminum bezel insert works very well together. The lume on the indices is fairly typical Pagani, not great. It's maybe a little bit better than some. The one problem that I will report on this watch that was rather disappointing is the hands. The lume on the hands on this particular watch is perhaps the worst I've ever seen with Pagani. And it could be the particular one that I received. The hands on all the other 1671s that I have are not nearly as bad. The others are actually halfway decent. But something about this particular one and this colorway, and I don't know if that's consistent across them, but this one was the worst I've personally run into, and I have quite a few of them, as you can see on the rest of my channel. So I wanted to just kind of give a shot here to get you some of the kind of comparison of the colors here. It is a little bit larger watch, but I personally really like this colorway, and it's definitely different than other color options that are in the box. It has a kind of a rich color to it. I think that it stylistically it goes with browns and khakis and grays, and really add something different to the wardrobe, if you will. I hope you found this review helpful, and please like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content.